Good morning, everybody. How things going today? Hope everyone's having a good day so far. It's kind of early. It's 8:30 here in the great state of Texas, and again, I'm coming to you from a coffee shop, and things are kind of quiet now. Let's hope it stays that way, and hope you're getting some writing done. I'm got my outline done last night, sort of the rough outline that's based on my synopsis. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I feel good about that. I think I'm making progress. This is day 6 of our journey, so I'll be ready to really get into some writing as soon as I get the outline fleshed out. And then I'll just start with the opening scene and begin to work my way through it. So, hope you're having a good day. Thanks for joining me. Why don't you hop into chat and let me know how things are going. If you've got any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Or if you're watching this later on a recorded basis, you can always put something in the comments and let me know how things are going. And I want this to be a conversation between screenwriters, and that's why I'm here every morning, just to give us a place to hang out for a few moments and kind of get the juices flowing and hopefully get some writing in. Now, remember, our goal is to write for 10 hours a week. That's 10 hours a week for 10 weeks to get in 100 hours. And hopefully then after that, we'll have our rough draft done. That's the idea, is write a rough draft within the next 90 days or so. So I hope we can get that done. Then we'll talk about revisions and where to go from there. So I do have a couple of notes. Today's topic, I just thought I would throw in. Today's topic is going to be on developing a strong character. We've talked a lot about what's an important, crucial element of a story, and of course, characters are at the heart of a strong story. So today, I just thought I would drop in a couple of notes about developing a strong character. And as you can see here, strong characters in a screenplay are crucial for engaging storytelling. Now I've got about, it says 10 ways. I've knocked that down to 9. We might not go over all these, but I wanted to throw a couple of ideas at you anyway about developing a strong character. Clear goals and motivations. Each character should have a specific goal and motivation. They should be reliable and understandable to the audience. Complexity and depth. Create characters with a multi-dimensional personality. We want to avoid one-dimensional stereotypes. We want to have a mixture of strengths, weaknesses, and flaws, quirks, contradictions. Nobody's perfect, and our hero shouldn't be perfect either. So you want to mix in some flaws. Make sure that your character is human, after all. Then, of course, backstories. We want to understand where our character has been, where they're coming from, their past experiences and traumas. Often in a film, we'll see this take place in flashbacks. The backstory is important to let us know why the character is where they are right now. So think about that in terms of character arcs. Plan out how each character will evolve over the course of the story. Show their growth, their change. Now, if you have an iconic hero like Superman or James Bond 007 or even Batman, sometimes they don't change a whole lot because they're iconic. We understand them perfectly. We know where they came from. We know their place in the world, and they're so iconic that they don't change a whole lot during the film. Now, most recently in the Batman films, we've seen Batman change because he's become much more of a human figure. So we do see it take place, and of course in Superman and some of the more recent Superman films, we've seen Superman go through some changes as well. It seems like more contemporary filmmaking is starting to make our superheroes more human and showing how they change over time and develop them in terms of more of a character arc. But in the old days, or I say the old days, take somebody like Clint Eastwood in his westerns. Did Clint undergo any sort of emotional change during his films? I don't think so. I'm not sure Dirty Harry changed a whole lot from the beginning to the end in his films. It was all about him performing like a hero. So, all right, so character arcs and also a unique voice and dialogue. The character should have a distinct voice, a style, some kind of speaking. Real briefly, let's look at Walt White. Talk about an interesting character. Think about his journey in Breaking Bad. What were his goals and his motivations? Did he have a specific goal? Well, he found out he was dying of cancer, and his goal was to provide for his family. You see that theme throughout the entire series, especially the first couple of seasons. It was all about providing for his family, and he knew he was going to die. And so he had a specific goal, a specific motivation. Was he pretty complex and deep? Did he have various tweaks in his personality? Did he have a mixture of strengths, weaknesses, and quirks and contradictions? Well, certainly he did. He was conflicted because he was basically a good guy. He was himself admittedly a weak person, not very strong in terms of his personality. But as he began to grow in this world of drugs, he became a lot more complex. And of course, his backstory, there was some flashbacks where we saw some backstories about his character and where he was and how he grew up, especially with his work in the lab and the fact that he came up with, he came up with that invention that his business partners stole from him. And so there was some bitterness there. A lot of that was done in flashback. What about character arc? Did we see Walt change over the period of the series? Of course we did. His character went through a lot of growth, a lot of change, a lot of transformation. And he certainly had a lot of internal conflict. Lots of internal conflict. His relationships were dynamic between his wife, mainly with his wife and with Jesse. And Jesse, talk about another strong character. That Jesse, we could spend a couple of weeks talking about Jesse and his motivations and his complexity, his character arc. So the whole idea here is we want to have our characters be human. We want to see them change throughout the film, unless, of course, they're iconic. But for the most part, our characters are not going to be icons of the stage and screen. They're going to be real humans like you and me. So we want to show them develop over time and through the screenplay. So that's the thoughts I have for you today. If you have any comments, let me know. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. I'll have my coffee and we'll get back at it and get some writing done today. Make sure you get in your 10 hours this week as you go forward with your screenplay. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you again tomorrow.